Hi, friends. This is Dr. Hazel-Grace Yates, and I'm here with,
Michael Bates.
and we are presenting Unzipping the Human Heart on December 17th in Brooklyn. And we wanted to take a moment just to share what the day is going to look like. It's going to be a two-part series. In the morning, we're going to do Unzipping the Female Heart. And then in the afternoon, we're doing Alchemy of Attraction. And this is we were joking, this is the Bates and Yates show, because I'm Hazel-Grace Yates and he's Michael Bates. You get it? You get it? So Michael, the question I want to ask you is, you're going to be co-facilitating this with me. I've been facilitating this for years all over the country. What has you feeling excited and maybe even nervous, or like what has you really be proud to be bringing this to Brooklyn?
It's a great question. I'm really excited to be bringing this work to Brooklyn, largely because there's a great need for it. There's a great outcry. It's just a really powerful moment that we're in right now as a species in this era, this moment in time. And there's so much talk, so much energy around it in the sort of worlds in which I move here in New York. And I'm really excited to be a part of that conversation of getting that going. There's so much need for it. There's so much desire for that type of work, and just really excited to be asked to hold that container while that work goes on. It feels like a big responsibility, one that could potentially make me nervous, but the more I do this work, the less nervous I get, to be honest. My trust in myself and my ability to hold the container just continues to expand the more work that I do. But more so than that, just trusting the truth of the moment. Whatever is going to come up in that room is going to come up in that room. And it almost doesn't need me or anyone to hold it, just to sort of witness it, just to sort of be there in the space, containing and being there with awareness, being there with presence. So I'm really excited to be there, having your back, and allowing you to do the work that you do.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. And as you were talking, I just had this realization. So Unzipping the Female Heart invites anyone who identifies as being a woman to share their stories about what it's like to be them regarding their sexuality and their genitals, being surrounded by men holding space, listening from a place of honor and care, compassion and curiosity. And since Me Too has happened, this work is so much easier to explain than, because I've been doing it for a while, like I said, but now it's really in our collective. At least it's like people are really super aware of it. So I've had all these Facebook conversations, right, of people talking about their experiences and people reacting. And it's like, let's just show up in person, in human, in flesh, share what our experience is like, and listen to one another so that we can actually physically be with one another in the beauty and in the pain of this thing called sexuality and our experience as human beings. So I just get, as painful and uncomfortable as this time is collectively, I get really excited as one of the front runners of this. It's like, great, this is now more in our dialogues. And so to have this day, at least half this day in the morning, in this really structured, expertly guided space for us to heal and to learn and to connect. So that's the first part of our day. And then the second half of our day, the evening, is going to be Alchemy of Attraction. And Michael, tell us, why might someone want to go to this, or what would they get out of this experience?
Another great question. I think it's a wonderful sort of transition from your work, where we're going to be sort of identifying those polarities that sort of exist, masculine and feminine, and sort of getting an idea for the way they move in each of us individually as human beings. We all obviously contain both. We both have feminine and masculine energy, no matter how we're bodied, no matter how we're sexed, no matter what sex we're attracted to, or how we identify in the world, that there are these two energies that kind of just light, dark, hot, cold, this, that, that have very specific qualities and very specific traits.
Mm.
There are a lot of ideas that exist in the world around them that just simply aren't necessarily true, or are just largely mostly misunderstood. And so
Mm.
it's my hope to be able to bring an understanding to people of how those energetics actually move in the body, what their natural resting places are,
Mm.
and the way we can start to gain control over our own ability to show up in occupying those specific energetics.
Mm-hmm.
That attraction happens very naturally, but there are also certain archetypal components to it that exist innately within
Mm-hmm.
both of the poles. So
Mm-hmm.
learning what those are, learning how to rest within those poles, and getting to witness what happens when we actually allow that to occur, that
Mm-hmm.
start to get this real magnetism that can happen. And we have this idea of attraction in the world that's put forward to us and marketing and advertising, and everywhere we look, it's about pure physicality, the way you look, what your your
Mm.
bust size is, the pronunciation of your jawline, all these different traits that do have biological resonance, that do impart a degree of attraction, but that
Mm-hmm.
there is an archetypal component to it as well, that specifically men can learn to inhabit. The difference between me talking to you like this and the difference between me talking to you like this, what it ultimately
Mm.
instantly does to the energy that I'm bringing forward, and the just basic attraction that
Mm.
anyone has to someone that is present, that is more fully there.
Mm.
On the feminine side, when the feminine gives itself and also gets permission from the outside to actually occupy the energy of light, the energy of radiance, the truth of the moment, energy and motion, emotion, the natural state of the feminine, that it's this incredibly just bright, brilliant, attractive thing that is
Mm.
almost unavoidable. And the nature of the
Mm.
feminine is to be seen. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, it's often being seen in a way that doesn't feel good because of the level of vibration that the masculine pole is occupying. So we're going to
Mm.
work on that. We're going to take this to the street in the sense of things. We're going to take this to Brooklyn and hopefully other places as well, to begin to really challenge a lot of the ideas around
Mm-hmm.
masculine and feminine right now, which is largely reflected in the Me Too movement and largely reflected in Unzipping the Human Heart in your works.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly.
And so something I heard you say, we're going to work on that, but I think we're also going to be playing with that, right? There's going to be a lot of play and experimentation.
This is not a lecture. This is a full-on workshop. We're going to be embodying this directly. We're going to have direct demonstrations to sort of from the people that come, learning how to actually work, and not just talking about it, but feeling it, actually having the embodied experience of
Yes.
to occupy these wonderful energetics, and that you can also switch. And we might get to that if we have time. That's some more advanced level stuff. But if you're a man with a masculine essence, what would it be like for me to slip into my feminine? What does that mean? Without caricaturizing and relying on stereotypes, but actually getting to know the energetic of the opposite. And that, what a wonderful way to get to know the opposite without ever having an opportunity to be a woman. I obviously can't slip into that skin of yours, but I can do my best to understand and try to understand what it's like to actually live in your shoes, and what that energy feels like, as opposed to just an intellectual construct.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to a day with you and guiding people through. And Amy Silverman will be with us and join us. If you have any questions, contact us directly, and we'll see you on the 17th.
Yes, we will.